After a week off, no California governor debate, we are going to get into the nitty-gritty, and we have an action-packed guest list. First, let's start with the dynamic twins of Humboldt softball. That is Alexa and Bella Garcia. And then no bullhorn needed. We're going to be joined by Giania, our coxswain for the Lumberjack crew team. And then we're going deep with John Seavey. We're talking everything Cal Poly Humboldt basketball, and it's all right here, Humboldt All-Axess. Oh, it is an honor. Bella making a return trip to the show, and for the first time, her sister, Alexa, A and B, the twins. Alexa, I think if your sister told us correctly, you're the oldest?
Yeah, by 1 minute.
1 minute, okay, so does that come with, what kind of privileges does being the oldest come with in the twin sister dynamic?
It doesn't really. She's more of the older sibling, acting-wise.
Okay, I gotta know, because we all hear the stories. What's it like being a twin? Are you guys like, do you complete each other's thoughts? Are you two people who just happen to look alike? Give me the similarities, give me the differences.
We do telepathically connect on a certain level. I think we know what each other are thinking by a certain look, but that also could be because we've been living together for 22 years, so.
Yeah.
Tell us, Alexa, from your perspective, we heard from Bella, on just that recruiting process and making the decision not only for you to come to Humboldt State, what was it, 1998? Cal Poly Humboldt, and then what interaction you had with your sister to make that decision?
So right out of high school, Humboldt was my #1 option for colleges-wise. I like that the campus is a little bit smaller and the classes are a little bit smaller in population, so I'm more of like a hands-on type of learner.
Right.
So I really like that aspect, and I like the coast and how everything was. But then we decided to go to junior college first. And then I think I was at a camp in Sacramento with the old Humboldt coach came to recruit me. Yes. Yep. So I was when she was leaving, I was in like a weird period of can I be recruited or not? So I kept reaching out to Coach Garcia like over and over and over again until she finally answered, and she said, okay, I'll get you on a visit up here. And then we convinced Bella, because she was in a weird recruiting spot with another school, and we asked her to join us, and she just said, okay.
So Bella, your sister did all the work, and you just kind of tagged along later.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart move, and I guess if Coach Garcia likes you, Alexa, she's going to know that she likes her sister. So with that said, if you're a coach, I know you guys played two different positions, but how are you different as players?
She's very reserved and quiet, and you don't really know what she's thinking. I talk a lot. I'm more like goofy and like to have fun, and she's more a business aspect.
And Alexa's a power hitter, and I'm a stopper, so we're completely different.
We'll talk about growing up together and who were, was it your parents were mentors, coaches, and then maybe taking different paths, one being, well, you guys are clearly two very different players, whether it be at the plate or in the field.
So we had more of like a mentor. We were on the same travel team for all the way from when we were like 10 to end of high school, and we had the same coach, so he was kind of like, he became family to us, like a second father. And then we went to American River College, and our coach was actually an alumni here that played softball.
Okay, name drop.
Lisa Delgado.
Nice.
LD, yeah, she was more of our mentor for a couple years. We love her very much, so we were in good hands for a long time.
All right, 22 years, you guys are seniors. The season's gonna come to an end here some point in May, hopefully longer than sooner. But with that said, what is the next step, and is there any chance of breaking up the band, or is this, you guys in this thing for 100 years straight?
You want to say?
Yeah, you could say.
Yeah, we're definitely on the same path. We were both planning on going into law enforcement after this and moving back to Sacramento and living together, so that's gonna be super fun.
All right, I gotta ask the question. Do you find yourself liking these same people when it comes to romantic interest? Is there competition there?
No.
Okay, so it's,
Definitely not.
and have you ever
Completely
dated
opposite.
twins? I gotta know.
No, I don't think
we've
we've met male twins before.
Okay,
Ever.
let's go. Now, law enforcement, you guys have same, interests in law enforcement, or one of you want to be on the streets, another detective?
We both want to be police officers, but I want to do like more community outreach, and then
I'm more into like, I think my niche would be internet crimes against children and human trafficking, so hopefully going into something
Definitely
there.
focused on what you want. living quarters? Are you guys both clean? One dirty, one cook, one doesn't? Or you guys?
It switches back and forth.
Yeah,
I feel like
it does.
Well, not with dirty and clean. We're both pretty clean, but like cooking and stuff. I feel like last year at the beginning I used to cook a lot, and now it's her.
Yeah.
Like it changes.
You guys are in a great spot. This is where you want to be. Playoffs are right in front of you for the season.
Yeah.
Senior year, this train stops when you guys decide it ends. With the regular season coming down to the wire at Stan State, barring some sort of absolute disaster everywhere, you're going to be at East Bay for the conference tournament. KPI is looking good. What's the feeling on the stretch run as a team?
We all very much play for each other, and we're excited to keep playing all together for as long as possible. I mean, this is, again, the most fun I've ever had on a team. You know, I love these girls so much, and I can't bear to think about it ending. So I'm glad for the next few weeks to be here.
Yeah, I feel like our goal is to just put everything into the game and just go as far as we possibly can and just empty the tank by the end of the year.
You guys probably haven't surprised yourselves, but why have the Jacks been better this year? And maybe you've surprised people in the CC2A and around the West region.
Sorry. I think it started off a little slow and a little rough, and then we finally got there. I think we just have a different type of team chemistry than we have in previous years, where everyone flows together and fits missing puzzle pieces.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. We all love each other a lot, and our relationship's just really great.
Yeah.
And how does that develop? Is that through the grind of the off season? Is it maybe just social stuff outside, the work together, or the road trips, or just kind of a mix and combination of everything?
It's all of the above. We all got extremely close, probably at the end of fall, and then we just kept building from there. And one thing about our team that I really notice versus other teams is, you know, you have 10 players in a lineup on other teams that'll get the job done when it takes all of us on our team to do a job. You know, everyone contributes to something, whether it's charting, getting bats, helmets, you know, writing stuff down about the pitchers. Every single person on our team contributes, and we all love each other in a great amount.
Awesome. What would people not know about twins, or maybe what are some misconceptions?
Oh, I don't think we really look alike. Me and Bella especially.
I don't think so at all.
All right, well, you guys spent a lot of time together, so I'll let you answer that one, but I think you could tell you're related. All right, Sac PD, you're on notice. It's a 2-for-1 deal, so make it happen. Ladies, thank you very much, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Back with more after this on Humboldt All-Axess. Pleasure now as we hit the water. Giania Bogacki joining us. Did I get the last name right?
Yes.
Close enough? Well, I want to get it right. We don't want to screw that up because you guys are all about exact. And you, tell us about your role on the Humboldt crew team.
Yeah, so I'm a coxswain on the team for the Varsity 8. So I'm steering the boat, telling them how the race is going, how they're doing, giving them moves, goals, information, all that stuff.
It's kind of like you're a coach and a player all at the same time, or that's how I see. Talk about that dynamic, that role, to communicate. Well, we can hear the communication you have with the crew, but what about with coach and how that goes? And obviously he, I'm sure, talks to you about a game plan, and that's on you to implement it.
Definitely. I pretty much mirror everything he says, and then act as that connecting piece between the crew and him. So I'm making that dialogue pretty mirrored and trying to make sure that I'm reflecting what he's wanting while also putting in my own 2 cents.
So how did you get into this, and how does that, how do you take that role on?
Yeah, I played sports my whole life, and then coming up to Humboldt, I knew I wanted to keep doing something, so I joined as a walk-on for the team. Couldn't really row, so they put me in the coxswain seat, and it's been like that ever since.
Yeah, I imagine it's, just a position. Well, tell us about the position, what we wouldn't know and maybe would surprise us about being a coxswain.
Yeah, so there is quite a bit of athleticism to it. You obviously want to have a lot of core and lower back strength because you're sitting in that position and they're pulling you around, so you want to make sure that you're in your best fitness to be able to contribute to that boat.
Talk about just, as it's going on, the adrenaline and the action, and then just keeping focus, and because, they're counting on you to be, I'm sure, that strong voice, but also they hear panic in your voice or you getting concerned may not go off well.
Totally, yeah. You want to keep your voice like super, I guess, consistent with your cadence and stuff, but you're sitting there, your heart rate's at about 140, 150, and you're trying to stay calm. There's nowhere for you to put the adrenaline, so it's all coming out this way.
Yeah, what's it like for you, the nerves right before is it the beginning of the race? I imagine the race, it's kind of like just go time, but talk about just those feelings and managing that and what it's like for you.
Totally, it's a lot of calmness coming up on our warm-up, and then the second when our boats are locked in, that's when the kind of nerve starts, when you have to sit still and really feel all the pressure and everything. And then the second that they call attention go, everything is gone and you're just locked into the moment.
What's your strength and what do you want to improve in most as you guys make hopefully another national championship run?
I think my strength is having patience in a race and knowing when to act. And I definitely want to keep pushing my aggression and pushing those girls to the best of their ability.
Can you give us like what you would sound like on the water? Give us a little pace test.
My coach, I actually have the sprint from my race. If you want to hear it, I have the recording.
I tell you what, we're going to have Drew take that down. We're going to get it to Ross so we can get that on there.
Totally.
And that'll be much better television than us playing it on the phone. Okay, 2.5 weeks off, time to prep, and then make that national championship run. What, obviously the majority of the work is done. I assume now it's kind of fine tuning. What does that look like for the Jacks as you get ready to head back to Sacramento?
Yeah, so we actually have a really big training bump coming up. This next period is where we really peak as a team.
Okay.
So it'll be really interesting to see how far our fitness can push and get those numbers down as low as we can.
What's it like coming on to a program that's got so much tradition? What's it like to be a part of that? And just talk about the pressure of trying to keep it going. Totally. It's a huge legacy, especially joining freshly as our team had won the national championship. I felt like there was a lot of opportunity for me, and every day I'm going out and I'm honoring the women who have been on that water before me and who will come after me. I assume the early mornings are the worst part, so what's the best part about doing this?
I will say the early mornings are the best part, like the sunrise, being out there on the water. I love nature. I'm a forestry major, so it's in my blood, I guess.
Perfect fit. Hey, Gianna, great job. Thank you, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Back with more after this. Last thing you know, he is not least Coach John Seavey. Coach, new title. Congratulations on the promotion.
Much appreciated.
What exactly is the title?
Associate head coach. I'm not quite sure if that changes much.
So does that mean you get like a little closer to the DJ seat, or
yeah, I got to scoot over,
shove him out a little bit?
I'm on the edge of my seat. Sometimes half, one cheek on his when he's up and about. But
well, Coach, I think it's a testament to the season you guys had. Just as you reflect now, the dust has settled. Realistically, your expectations and then how the season went, because from where I sat, which obviously is not in that gym, not out making the recruiting calls, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I was golfing with you guys early when you just got the job, and I said, good luck with 2.5 wins. So just talk about that roller coaster ride, and then, only one team gets to end the season with a win. I thought it was a fantastic year.
Yeah, in terms of expectations, I'm not sure we put a number to that.
Okay.
I think our biggest thing in year one was to come in and set a high standard of our daily habits and our preparation and what we want this program to look like moving forward. And so in terms of those expectations, I think we met them for the most part, and so now it's just a matter of not getting complacent, turning around, putting the work in again. We have a great group of guys coming back. We're going to pair them with a great incoming class and raise those standards for year two.
You talk about building that culture, and the first year probably can be the hardest because you've got to lay that foundation if we're building a house, right? It's tough to go back and work on that when you're on the second, third floor. So how nice is it to have guys back who will know when the new guys come in, this is how we do it, not like this and that, instead of, and you and DJ and KJ having to do babysitting, let's call it.
Yeah, no, it's huge. To retain as many guys as we do or have coming back this year, it's going to be amazing to have that foundation, like you said, set, to have, when the new guys arrive, to have a group of guys that know what we expect as a staff, and if and when things go differently, it can be more player accountability. Hey, we don't do that here. This is how it's done here, and less, coach to player accountability. So that's going to be great. We're working hard right now to reset things and to build from, a great, compound on a great year, but also make sure that everyone knows it's a clean slate and you got to return and do the work every day.
Yeah, well, Coach, the flip side is there was no pressure last year. There's going to be pressure this year because you guys have set a high bar and people are going to buy tickets to come in here expecting to see a winner.
And we embrace that. I think that's part of the reason why our staff is so great with each other is we're not running from anything. We like the expectations. We recruit guys that like the expectations and want to come in here and build on something great and be a regional host and win the conference and advance in the tournament. And so all those things are things we don't shy away from, and we recruit people that run towards it.
All right, for better for worse, there's always that Humboldt way or the Humboldt tradition. KJ knows about it.
Absolutely.
He played here. DJ obviously knows about it. He played here. Talk about just for you that learning curve and putting your own spin on it when you're out recruiting.
Yeah, it's easy to recruit alongside those two guys. They sell the university and the program in a way that is unique and not a lot of programs have. So when you have two people that played here, were wildly successful in their careers here, it's an easy sell. So all I really have to do is fall in line, make sure that the guys are, that we're recruiting are, aware of what's going on in our program. Just relentlessly hound the phones and make sure that we're talking to everyone in their camp. No stone goes unturned, and let them do their part, and I just fall in line and kind of keep things moving.
All right. With that said, back in the day, you had to go out and recruit new players. Well, now you got to recruit new players, and you got to recruit your own players.
Yeah.
These guys built a rapport with the fan base here. What are some of the names that the folks can expect to see back next year?
Yeah, we have a great group of guys coming back. A lot of guys that played major roles on our team last year. We'll start with Brandon Bento-Jackson at the point guard position. He'll be back, absolutely. We'll have Darrell Thomas back, sharpshooter that, changes our offense.
Can D up too. I think underrated.
Absolutely, and these are all things, we're working with every guy on what they can get better at, the areas of their game they're great at, and what they need to work on. But Seavey Binyard's another name, big name that had a major role last year. Radon Thorson coming off the bench last year was great. So, Tyreek McNeil, Elias Roche, young guys that maybe didn't see the court as much as they would like, but really had really productive years, adjusting to the college game, and now are making strides in our off-season workouts to be major factors next year. So we have a great group of guys returning, excited for them all, and it's going to be a great start to the season. As
a armchair basketball quarterback that I am, and knowing not that much about the game, but like to pretend I do, Tyreek strikes me as a guy who's got a really high ceiling.
Amazingly high ceiling. I've been around some incredible players that have gone on to play professionally for a long time, and he is very, very unique. He's someone who has an outstanding physicality to him. He's athletic. He's a freak in that regard. And it's fun as a coach to take someone like that who's just his ceiling is the sky.
Right.
It's just, there is no ceiling, and to just really make sure that he's working on the fundamentals of the game every day, just to build his habits, because once it clicks for him, the sky's the limit.
What are you guys looking for in the new Lumberjacks that we'll get to know next year?
Yeah, it's refreshing to be able to have a full recruiting cycle this time and not have to pull together.
Looking for a job and then get a...
Absolutely, not have to pull together a roster in a couple weeks' time. So we're being smart with that, and we're bringing in guys that we have strong relationships with where they're coming from, whether that be high school, 4-year transfers, 2-year transfers. We want to make sure the guys that we bring in from day one are about what we're about, like you said, about the Humboldt way, and are going to mesh perfectly with the foundation we've set here. It's obviously a lot easier to do that earlier in the recruiting cycle, and so we have great targets that we're very excited about, and hopefully, in the next couple weeks here, we can wrap things up with those guys and get it announced and have the, start introducing them to the community.
What is, I know we're getting real premature here, I'm going to ask you about camp in a minute, but as things change and evolve, and I know this KPI situation,
yeah.
We know the CC2A schedule. What's the non-conference schedule you think it'll look like?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's another thing that's growing more difficult as time goes on to get good regional game scheduling, especially like you said, with everything changing. I think the one thing that we are holding true on is we're just looking for quality opponents. You know, obviously we want those to be great regional opponents that we can, you know, test ourselves early on in the year. But we want to make sure that, you know, we're introducing our team to all different types of road trips, all different types of home games, all different, you know, we want to make sure that we're doing a variety of different things in that non-conference. So that way, when conference play hits, when conference tournament hits, when the regional hits, we've kind of seen it all and we're used to it.
All right, COVID killed a lot of things. One of them kind of being Humboldt basketball camp. And I remember, you know, I never went to Humboldt basketball camp because I didn't grow up here, but I have friends who did, and they tell the legendary stories. We used to do the radio show on the last day from here, and the kids just, not only was it a great opportunity for the kids to get skills. I mean, they look up to these guys as like NBA players, so you get to know the guys. And then I also thought, dude, just built a community bond stronger again. So take us through camp and, you know, what it means to maybe mom and dad who are going to write that check to make sure, you know, junior or, you know, the little one is out here learning some skills.
Yeah, camp's going to be a pivotal point of our program moving forward. Like you said, it's something that's died down after COVID, but it's something that the community is in need of. They want it. And, you know, we want to be the program that invites everyone in. It's not something, we don't want to outprice anyone. We want everyone to feel included. And so our camps are going to be great. We have a youth camp. We have, you know, a middle school camp, if you will, and then we'll have opportunities for high school and junior college kids to come as well and do elite camps with our staff and our players. And like you said, it's really just building that community feel, making sure that the community and the youth are coming out, they're enjoying their time, they're getting used to being in Lumberjack Arena, and hopefully that, you know, ends up being going home and asking mom and dad, hey, I want to go, you know, see Seavey Binyard play. He was my coach this week. And so that's what it's all.
Threw down this dunk, Lamar, you got to see it.
Exactly. That's the whole point of camp is, and I remember when I was a youngster and I went to camp, I still remember some of those days, and, you know, it's some of my fondest basketball memories.
So much fun. And I remember going to camps as a kid. I mean, I didn't become a basketball player, but the guys you meet too.
Yeah.
The camaraderie and the stuff you build and get to be around mentors and solid coaches. And I'm assuming you talked about all different levels of ages and stuff, but skills, right? It can be a kid who maybe he's not even sure if he likes basketball, or a kid who's got NBA aspirations.
Absolutely. We want camp to be fun for everyone. And so it's, you know, it's not about what skill level you are. We want you to come, enjoy your time, have fun with your friends, run around a little bit, get a sweat going, and then hopefully send you home to mom and dad and you're tired by 5:30 p.m.
Mom can put you to bed by 8.
Absolutely.
She'll get her money's worth. How do people sign up? When is it? How do people get involved?
Yeah, so our youth camp is our first one. It's June 15th through the 18th. It runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and all of the links are on our website. So you just go to our website, you click camps. It'll take you to the homepage for all of our camps. You sign up there. We have a middle school camp at the tail end of that week, June 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then we are still in the process of putting together some elite camps for high school players and junior college players, and those dates will be released here soon.
And again, it'll be you, Coach Broom, Coach Johnson, and players?
Absolutely. Yep, we're going to have some of our guys and the local guys come back, be a part of that, because that's really the draw for camp. Is they don't want to talk to me. They want to run around and play with the guys.
All right, well, make sure go to the website and do that. My final question, probably your biggest recruiting, because I know you're not only DJ as an assistant, but you're an assistant when you head home too. How is new Mrs. Seavey enjoying life on the North Coast?
She's loving it. She's loving it. She's an outdoors person, so she's hiking and at the beach, and she's doing all the fun things I don't have time to do. So at least someone's doing it. She's taking her dog all around, but she's absolutely loving it. We're very happy here and just excited for the opportunity for year 2.
Well, I know your plate is full. If you get a chance, let's try to hit the links this summer.
Absolutely.
And Coach, appreciate your time, and go Giants.
Thanks,
Coach Seavey right here. Another all-star edition of Humboldt All-Axess. We'll see everyone next week.